I should have shared this live. Let me share this live. We are notifying your viewers that you are share these things. Share this to status. Where did you go? Oh, there you are. There you are. I was about to I was about to wonder where the live went to. Mudaka. Coming tomorrow. Chat in the morning. Chat in the morning. I'm replying some of your messages. You know, some of your messages. Mnatumanga message saa zingine very late. Najua. Okay, I don't work like that. You can't be sending you a message right now and you're telling me that we consult right now. No, this is not even my time, okay? I've come on my demon time, aka this is my night time, aka being a Taurus, I'm coming through my night time, aka my 8th house, aka between 8 and 10 p.m., which is Scorpio hour. The moon is in Scorpio. So here we are. Now, so let's talk about maandamano. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about maandamano, but we are not going to talk about maandamano. Venye mnaongeanga maandamano hapa. Okay? This is an esoteric page, so we are going to go behind the scenes. We are going to know what was happening, why it was designed, and I'm going to bring the Gen Z up to date on how to go against what they have to go against now. Okay? Because, see, the Gen Z... So, first of all, what determines what you call a generation? Let's start there. So, what determines a generation? So, when it's calling a generation a Gen Z, what do we mean? When you are calling whatever generations we have, baby boomers, Alexa, millennials, so what determines a generation? So, a generation lasts for 39 years, aka a generation is what you call a jubilee. Remember when the government came with the name Jubilee? So a jubilee is 50 years. So when you go to the Kikuyu community, this is what they call Itueka. They call it Itueka, okay? So what is Itueka? Itueka is a generation. And how do you determine a generation? Before you go very far, before you jump into NASA, because you are NASA scholars, before you go for your PhD, I have a PhD, before you go to your a theologian, before you go anywhere else, understand this first. Everything is nature. Everything you have to learn from outside to understand your inside. Ni sasa. So let me get my glasses on because you know my future be too bright for me. My future be too bright for me. So now, a generation is, for example, let's say, for example, you are watching, okay? Let me see, I can't even see your comment. Anyway, fuck your comments. So let's say, for example, a girl is born today, okay? A girl is born today. So this girl, born today, by the time she's 13, when she's starting her menses, from the day she started her menses, aka, for example, this year, this is the year 2024. If you were to pick a new generation, if you were to decide you are not going to go with that generation, we start a new generation, this is what we will do. All the girls who are going to start their periods this year, all the girls who start their period this year, we mark them, we record them, we group them in a group, all of them. Any girl who started her period today, we mark them. This is the first time they get their periods. Okay? Now, from the first day that they get their periods, all the way to the day they get to their menopause, okay? So if they start at 13 years, 14 years, and by the time they are 40, they are done with their, or 50, they're done with their menopause. So you see, it's a range of like 39 years. So that generation, aka all the babies born to the girls who are going to start their periods today, if that was the thing, to the end of when all these women again get into their menopause as a group, that would be a generation, because there's no other child that can be born within that. No other child can be born within that generation, because those women, those girls from the age of teenager all the way to when they go to a menopause, that's a whole generation. That's a whole jubilee. You are following? Now, when it comes to as above, so below, tracking the generations, aka we need something, not just their periods, to identify with that period. Now we follow Pluto, or what you call Kethel, or what you call the crown chakra, or the farthest away crown, or whatever you want to call it, God, or whatever you want to call it on the book of life. You can give it whatever name, Kethel, Pluto, crown chakra, whatever you want to call it, the Father, God, whatever you want to call it, that's on you. Okay, so now we track that Pluto, okay, and we look for where it's gonna be, because it's at a particular sign for a particular age of time. So that's where we are going. So I want first of all you to understand what is the Gen Z, to understand who are the millennials, to understand who are the baby boomers, to understand who is Generation Alexa. So now you can understand that this is generational. So when you talk of generational curses up to the third, now you can understand what Pluto Sagittarius, aka what the Gen Z stand for, and why it's very hard to run them, rule them, or practice the mainstream bullshit on them. Okay, so this live is specifically for the Gen Z. I'm about to remind you of your power. Shout out to Jegawa Mudaka. I'm about to give you some esoteric knowledge that for some of you, or those ones who are not going to get this live, it's going to take them a whole lifetime. It's going to take them the next 50 years before they know what was happening. Just the same way it took your grandfather 50 years, it took us, your father's 50 years. So I'm about to, so this is this is the age of Aquarius. So I'm about to give tips to the Gen Z of what the world expects of them. Now, right now, Pluto, okay, Kethel, the crown chakra, whatever you want to call that planet, is in Sagittarius. Okay? Is in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is expansion. Expansion. Sagittarius is expansion. So all the children born, I'm going to give you the dates, is Gen Z, and that is expansion. So that is mind expansion. That is why these are the children of the AI. Okay? So you didn't have a phone. So you were born and then you found a phone. But these children were born with a phone. Akinyonya kuna kisimu hapa. Ako kwa matiti. Na nasikia tap 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 tap. Ako kwa matiti na naona ukibrowse, ukiupdate simu, ukibrowse. So these are the children born in the age of the AI. And we are in the age of Aquarius. We are in the age of I know. You are following? So, first, what we are going to do, I'm going to give you the dates. Okay, I'm going to give you the dates first of the alignments of Pluto. So whenever you come to my live, you have to take notes. I don't care what you do. Either you look for a pen, you write on your phone, because this is what is called an esoteric masterclass. Show some respect. Now, anyone who was born between 1946, this will be around May 26, 1914 to June 14, 1939. But around that time, we had Pluto in Cancer. So Pluto in Cancer was between 1914 and 1939. So that's a generation. I'm going to give you all the names to that one. So write that one down. Then when Pluto was in Leo, that was in 1939 to 1957. August 19, 1957. That is when we had Pluto in Leo. Then we had Pluto in Virgo twice. First, 1957 to 1971. Then again it was 1972 to July 1972, April and July. That is Pluto in Virgo. We are together. I want to take you all the way to Gen Z so that you understand the sins of your fathers, the sins of your grandfathers, your strengths, your weaknesses, and where you are. Before they play you like they played you today. Today you are played like children. Okay? Now, pay attention now. We are now getting to the most interesting generation now. Pluto Libra. Sasa tunacheza na akina Ruto. Na ukumbuke Pluto Virgo, this will be akina Biden, akina Russia, their presidents, all those old presidents. These are Pluto in Virgo. Okay, Maria Immaculate Energy, the church. These will be the people born between 1957 to 1972. So 1971 to 1972, and then from 1972 to 1983, when we had Pluto in Libra, and then we also had Pluto in Libra, 1984 to 1984. So between 1971 and 1984, this is called the Pluto Libra. I want to show you where the problem is now. This is the Pluto Libra. Okay? These are the fathers of the Gen Zs between 1971 and 1984. Okay? Now, between 1983 and 1995, we had Pluto in Scorpio. Now, any child born from 1995 January to around 2008, around November 2008, that will be a Sagittarius. That is a Pluto Sagittarius. That is the Gen Z. So Gen Z, from 1995 January 17, 1995 to November 26, 2008. That is a Gen Z. If you are not on that bracket, usijiite Gen Z, na wewe si Gen Z. And there's a reason I'm telling you this. You can help the Gen Z. So Pluto Scorpio. Anyone born between 1983 and 1995 they are supporting the Gen Z. They are supporting the Gen Z. Now, anyone born between 1971 and 1984 is a Pluto Libra. Pluto Libra. What is Libra? Libra is the Ma'at. Libra is the 42 scales of justice in Egypt. Libra is equal day, equal night. The day has 12 hours, the night has 12 hours. Equal day and night. Libra, the seventh sign. Okay? Or your pubic area. If you want to go into your body, this is your pubic area. Kwenye unameanga mafudhi, hiyo ndio Libra. Just below the 6th house, Virgo, and a little bit above Scorpio, the 8th house, your dick and pussy area, your desires. Hii masaa tuko saa hizi. Saa hii tuko masaa ya Scorpio. Between 8 and 10. We are in our desires. This is why a lot of people be having sex around this time. This is the 8th house energy. This is the magic, the hidden. Hapa ndio mnazaananga sana. Before tuende Sagittarius, kutoka saa 4 mpaka saa 6, hiyo ni Sagittarius. Thighs also. Wale wanakuja kuguza thighs, wamechelewa, wametoka kwa bar. Saa 5 mpaka saa 6. Below the horizon organ. Now, you have the dates now. Okay? Because this is not a normal back and forth. This is spiritual. This is the reason Ruto, your president, who is a Pluto in Virgo, Maria Immaculate, that Mary Immaculate, mother Jesus nonsense. Okay? This is why, which is the church, Maria Immaculate, Virgo, the Virgin Mary, when you are going to a new land. This is why they went to the US and they went to the Terence, the whatever studio, hizo studio, Tyler Perry studio, because the aim is to suppress the Gen Z. So they went to Tyler Perry studio so that they can come here, not invest in a film because they don't care about you. If they care about you, they will not be going for the bill. But to come and set up shop here together with the FBI when walikuwa hapa so that they can suppress you. Because you cannot be tamed. So they want to come up and set a studio here, but it's not a studio. It's a CIA in code. They are coming here to close your VPN. They are coming here to close your anything so that you don't interact with the world because they cannot tame you. Remember, TikTok was being bought out of the US. So they are trying to kick TikTok out of the US. Okay? So since they cannot kick TikTok out of the US and you can bypass the algorithm, you are very bright Kenyans. Ndio maana mnajazianga watu examinations za US. You are known for fraud. You are known for drugs. You are brilliant people. Not because you are brilliant, but because of the location you are in. You are more to the east. That land that is called Africa or Kirinyaga. Kirinyaga is not a country. Nekure Kiremara, Mount Kenya is Kirimara. Then Nekure Kirinyaga. Kirinyaga is Africa itself as a piece of rock before it was divided with the Suez Canal. Never forget that the Suez Canal is a canal that was dug to separate Africa as one piece of rock. Never forget. It had nothing to do with the ships going around and shortening the distance. It was more about a psychological. You are now cut off from the world. Pay attention. So now that you know what the Gen Z represent, that the Gen Z is anyone born between 1995 and 2008, when we had Pluto in Sagittarius, now you understand what we mean now. So Sagittarius is expansion. Scorpio is power. Libra is partnership. You are following? So for Pluto in Scorpio, it was all about power. So go to the people that it was about power, Pluto in Scorpio, from 1983 to 1995. Ndio maana Moi alishikilia power. Sijui kama una get where I'm going with this. Go back to all the rulership between 1983 to 1995. From 1983 to 1995, Pluto was in Scorpio, and that is power, dictatorship, people holding on to power. When Pluto was in Libra, it was about relationships. Now, go to anyone who was around that time, between 1971 to 1984. Just Google between 1971 and 1984, what happened? That is the time of relationships. That is when everyone was obsessed with the wedding show. Na vitu kama hizo, relationship, the wedding show, everybody wants to get married, everybody wants to take a loan and all that nonsense. Okay? When Pluto was in Scorpio, that was power. Now we have Pluto in Sagittarius. So all the children born between 1995 to 2008 is all about expansion. They don't care about power. They don't care about relationships. They care about expansion. Mind expansions. They are so free. They want to be so free. Expansion is about being free. They want to be free to run the world. They want to be free to have their own relationships. Whether it's the same-sex relationships, who gives a shit? If they want to get married to toys, it's their generation. And now, the mainstream generation is threatened by that because they cannot allow a generation that they cannot control. Because that means Gen Z, they won't care about the government. Gen Z won't care about religion. Gen Z won't care about sports. Gen Z won't care about politics. Gen Z would care about entertainment. They have their own entertainment. Each Gen Z is an entertainer by themselves. They're expanding their own entertainments. Ndio maana ukienda tao unakuta Jay-Z wakiimba tuimbe twisty. That is why ukiingia TikTok, each and every Gen Z have got their own genre, including acting like robots. It's something new into the world. Okay? Shout out to all the new people coming to my life for the first time. Welcome to this side of the world. Welcome to this side of the world. I'm a mid-heaven Taurus, aka the bull or Canaan or the throat chakra or Baal. I'm your god in the Bible called Baal. I'm a Taurus, moon in Leo, aka the Lion of Judah. That is how I express myself. I have no shame in feeling myself. My ascendant has got everything to do with Shoshio. Shout out to big Aquarius ascendant energy. Archangel Gabriel. Now, back to the live. Enough of me. So now, Pluto Sagittarius now, okay? They have their challenges, and then they have what you can call their advantages. So, if you're a Gen Z and you are watching this live now, I'm going to give you your strengths. Okay, shout out to the gifts. I can't even pick them out because of the light, but I can see it's blinking something. I'm going to give you your strengths as a Pluto Sagittarius or as a Gen Z. And then I'm going to give you your weaknesses. And then I'm going to remind you on how to overcome that. Okay? These are the strengths of Pluto in Sagittarius, or what you call a Gen Z. They have high morals. They deeply hold on to moral things. They have a strong sense of right and wrong. And this is what is guiding their actions. Ndio maana, the Gen Zs are like, no. You cannot sell us out. As a Pluto Sagittarius, the Gen Z, they are deeply held by moral conduct. Pluto Sagittarius, you cannot even corrupt them. They are not going to take your money. They are not like Kibe and George Watson. Okay, si unajua age yao. If you want to know the people who are against you, like I told you, look at their ears. I told you. Pluto Sagittarius, Gen Z. Pluto Scorpio, millennials, between 1983 and 1995. Pluto Libras, before the millennials, we had, what do we call this, this motherfucking group of people, after millennials, wanaitwa, not even before baby boomers. I think just before baby boomers, there's a name, whatever the name is. Okay? So ukiangalia Kibe was born between 1971 and 1984. Hapo katikati. So is a Pluto Libra, wakiwa na kina Andrew Tate. That is why they are giving you fake masculinity. So for those ones, for their relationship, it was about relationships. It's not about power. That is Pluto Libra. You are following? Tuko sawa? Partnerships. For them is about partnership. Akina Kibe. So they care about partnering with the government. They care about handshakes. They care about getting bribed. Na hiyo nonsense yote. Pluto in Libra. I gave you the ideas. Pluto in Scorpio was all about the power. Pluto Sagittarius is about mind expansion. So I want you to know your enemies, Gen Z. In a nutshell, esoterically speaking, I want you to know who not to go to help for. Don't go to get help from anyone who had a Pluto in Libra. Anyone who had Pluto in Libra. Anyone born between 1971 and 1984 cannot help a Gen Z. That generation was based on relationships. Wedding show, hiyo nonsense ya the wedding show, hiyo TV hula baluyo yote, upuzi yote ilikuja. Any nonsense that came between 1971 and 1984, akina Kibe, akina Andrew Tate, don't go to them for help. As a Gen Z, as a Pluto in Sagittarius. Those were bent on relationships. Okay? Now, tukitoka relationships, tuende kwa Pluto in Scorpio. Power. Between 1983 and 1995, akina Moi. Okay? All those people around that time, when you walikuwa in power, nashikilia power. Anyone born 1983 to 1995, they are not going to help you, Pluto Sagittarius. They are going to support you and not help you. Because for them it's about power. Hawa ndio walikuwa wanajishikilia na power. Unasikia governor ataka kukatalia miaka 10 ama MCO anawasumbua hawa. These children, akina Babu Owino, they cannot help you. akina Salasia, ndio unasikia wakati wa bila tu wako absent, they are not going to help you also. They can support you but they won't help you. Gen Z, you're on your own. But I'm going to remind you where your power is. Okay? Now, I'm grateful for that water. I really needed to sip on some water. So now, the strengths of the Gen Z or Pluto Sagittarius, like I said, they have a strong moral sense. The other thing they are confident and very optimistic. These are the Pluto Sagittarius of the Gen Z. They are very confident. Did you see them in town today? Wako na t-shirt, wanaongea confidently. Mtu wako na canister, aogopi kamera, najua aogopi, anasema, you see the government has assisted us with some canisters that are explode, and you know, hata aogopi, ameshika flute kwanza, unaona gift zake, ako na flute, ni musician, ako na canister ya polisi, na ako na flute. You see they gave, usishike sana, ni bado ni moto. You see the government, we are going to ask them watupatie more. You know, we are not going to allow this. So this is the Gen Z, optimistic and very confident. Okay? They are very optimistic about the future. They are very confident in their beliefs. Shout out to the Gen Z. I'm even going to put this page on, I'll put this video on my YouTube channel for the Gen Z. So if you go to my bio, Jegawa Modaka, on YouTube, you're going to find this video tomorrow. You can share with the Gen Z so that they can know where they are coming from. So the Gen Z, they have a huge desire to expand perspectives. Because remember, this is Pluto in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is wet fire, okay? It's a fire sign that is like a volcano. So it takes time, but it wants to travel. You know, it's a traveler. Ndio maana Sagittarius amechorwa na bow. Okay, Pluto in Sagittarius. So they are travelers. They like helping. They like, Sagittarius like helping people. Unajua, where things are failing, they like coming in and helping. So they value what you can call personal freedom. The Gen Z love engaging with diverse perspectives, you know, because they need to grow and learn, because that is Sagittarius. So when the government is trying to deny them, or may report, live restricted for some audiences. Unaona wameanza kureport. Okay? You have started. Sasa hii ni nini mna report? Sasa hii ni kitu ya kureport. Eh? They have started reporting. So either you like the page because they are reporting the page, or you comment now. You have to work with the algorithm. Ukitaka vizuri, cheza kwa algorithm. Set on the video game. We are talking about video games. You guys, you know about that video game? You know? You know about the video game I'm talking about? I'm talking about PlayStation. I'm talking about PlayStation 5. You know, I'm talking about Xbox. You know, that is what you do in the algorithm. Cheza ni kama game. Say that video game. Then you fuck up the algorithm because they have started reporting the page. Ndio hao sasa wenye nikuambia kina Kibe hao Pluto. Ndio hao Pluto Libra ndio wana report page. Na ni watu 100 are watching. But I'm still going to tell you. So when it comes to the Pluto Sagittarius, this is the Gen Z. They have strong communication skills. Uliwaona wewe wakishikwa? They watambui, wanashikwa tu, wanatoa two facts. Wanasema unajua, you know me. You are talking about video games. You are not talking about anyone getting arrested in real life. You are talking about video games. You know, PlayStation 4. You know. So they have a desire to share their views. They like learning from others. Unaona kwa TikTok, they are learning from others. You know, they are enhancing their communication abilities. Unajua? So this is very new and very scary to the government. And I'm even going to show you how they are still trying to fuck them up. Okay? You know that game, PlayStation 4, you know it, eh? Gods of War, Gods of Thunder, you know, Xbox 5, 6, 7, and 8, you know, they cannot censor anything. Unajua, you know, video game generates more income than videos and music. Video game ndio the most high generating, so iwezi kuwa censor. That is why you can blow people's heads in video games. So now, the Gen Z, Pluto, Sagittarius, okay? They are very bold. They don't fear. Ni tudogo lakini hatuogopi. Kwanza wacha wajoiniwe na hao bogi genge. Wacha wajoinie na hao. They are non-conformist. So this is a threat to the mainstream governments that have been there. They are like, what is this now? They are willing to speak the truth as you see it. Wanakuongeleshanga ukweli ukiona. Look at your generation Gen Z. Atambui anakuambia, I'm not coming to work. Unamwambia, what do you mean you're not coming to work? I'm feeling traumatized. The workplace is very traumatizing. Na ukweli hata kuja kazi, hawezi kuja kazi, hawezi aje. They are for freedom, they are for expansion. Na unataka akae kwa ofisi. Unajua Gen Z anapigia yangu wa Zoom, anachukua Zoom, anauza, where are you? Are you at your desk? Anasema, no, you know I'm getting my nails done. But you're supposed to be at the office. Anasema, no, as long as I can join the meeting, I'm okay. Wanamwambia, no, you're supposed to be at work. Anasema, then why do I need a mobile phone if I cannot work? I'm working at the salon. That is the Gen Z for you. Shout out to the Gen Z. Freedom is coming. Okay, this is the new generation. So now, those are the strengths of the Gen Z. Now, let's play one. I don't know what you are talking about. Let's play one day. Play what? Anyway, I'll come to the questions later. You stay there. So now, let's say again you're a Pluto in Sagittarius, aka you're a Gen Z. You also have your own challenges now. Okay? The challenge that you have as a Gen Z, and this is why I'm here to remind you, I usually don't do lives at night. Okay? Because being a higher mind, when I come too low into the physical world, into the demon world, I can go very deep. Okay? So, these now are the challenges that you have as a Pluto in Sagittarius. Okay? Shedding attachments. So, if you have these deep-rooted patterns, okay, that you need to break off. You need to let go of ingrained patterns and attachments. Because for the sake of your freedom and for your true spiritual power, that is a negative trait, but you need to know that you have that so that you can let go of those patterns. And these patterns are, observe your parents. Observe your parents, because you are your patterns. You are your parents' patterns or your grandfather's patterns. So observe your patterns. If your father is telling you, you know, this government, we need to observe your father. Leo anabomolewa, so hawezi kuambia anything. Observe your grandfather. Alikuja akafukuzwa na maumau, kwa hivyo hawezi kuambia anything. So one of the strengths of the Gen Zs is for you to observe the patterns. Do not become the mistakes of your fathers and grandfathers. You need to heal. You need to set up your own relationships. You should not be forced into dowry. You should not be forced into you cannot marry who from which tribe. That is out, old, and outdated. We're in a new age. We're in the age of Aquarius. And you'll be what the age of Aquarius will be later down the life. When you tunasomanga about Mesopotamia in history, the Mesopotamians used to do. This is the age of Aquarius. So in history, it will be the choices you make to the Gen Z. You are the future. Pluto Sagittarius. I am a life path number 9, so I don't count. Okay? I root for you. I'm rooting for you. I'm behind you. Negative thing with the Sagittarius. Since you are very expansive and optimistic when it comes to looking into the world, okay? Your outlook needs to be grounded. So even now as you say, hey, this bill, again, you need to be grounded. And this can be very challenging. So I'm going to show you how to fight back also. How to fight back the system. Okay? Avoid feeling of being superior. Pluto in Sagittarius individuals, they struggle with feelings of, superiority over others. Ndio unaonanga hata kajenzika kikuja kanafutwa kwa ofisi juu kamekuja ni kadogo but kana feel superior. You see, these things should be taught in school. Or thanks God I'm here. These are things that you are supposed to learn now. Your strengths and your weaknesses. So, when you feel superior, this becomes a frustration or this becomes a disconnection in your place of work. So I'm giving you tips also to survive in this corporate world. Because once you know. When you know what you're doing, you're a powerful motherfucker. Now you know your strengths and weaknesses as a Gen Z. Okay? Your pastor will never tell you this, neither will the government. But I'm here to remind you. Your weaknesses. Since it's all about bringing what you can call whatever English name, transformative. Yes, it's all about transforming and expanding. So since your superpower is that transforming and expanding that, okay, by that Pluto, that can be challenging also. Because if you are too fixated on a specific outcome, that can be a challenge for you. Okay? You need to know how to balance that. Okay, let me see. No questions yet. So today you are played. Today you are played. And I want to show you how you are played so that you can understand why we keep talking of you getting back to your spirituality. I want to show you how you are played, okay? So today, we had the sun in Gemini. And the moon was in Scorpio. And the day was Tuesday, aka Mars Day. So the people who choose the date for Maandamano are against you. They choose that on purpose. The people who choose for that bill to be in parliament were also against you because they choose that in purpose. Because they could have chosen another day. Okay? But since the government, the puppets that you elected, your fathers, they were the fathers that hate you. Because remember, those bills are being passed by your fathers. Si watu wengine wanapasi hizo bills ni babako na mamako ndio wamezidiscuss. Because they only care about their bellies. Juu ameenda parliament, amelipo wapitishe bill, ajui bill ni ya kuua mtoto wake. They don't care about you. Your parents hate you. Your parents hate you, and your grandfathers and grandmothers, they hated your parents. So you're repeating generational curses until you wake up. Okay? You wake up, you create a community, that is how you are going to rise. Now, what is the sun in Gemini? Or what is the sun in the third sign? What is Gemini? Gemini is mutable, air sign, communicating, air-headed. What is the moon? Your 8th house energy. You being deeply fixated in your emotions and feelings. Okay? So they choose those days on purpose. After this live, I want you to Google Gemini in Scorpio. It's going to show you the energies of the day, Leo, on a Mars day, Tuesday. So, hata mkifanya protest, mlikuwa mshanyang'anywa hiyo energy, mlikuwa mshanyang'anywa hiyo power. As above, so below, you are not supposed to be on the streets. But these people are magicians. They practice global witchcraft. Because remember, you are still a colony. So, Gen Z, get back into your spirituality. Now, this is how you fight back. Okay? This is how you fight back. Now, ignore the trolls, the people who are saying that ni conspiracy theory. Ignore those are spiritual babies. Hata usimrudishie kwa comments. Unajua akikuja mnampeka kiti pale, unajua pengine ako na nappy rash, you scratch his tiny ass, unajua that's a spiritual baby, maybe he's in church or whatever. Scratch his tiny ass, put some baby powder on his ass, put some diapers on him, mpe kiti akae pale nyuma and make sure ako comfortable. Maybe anaweza learn one thing or two, okay? So ignore the trolls on the comment. Those are spiritual babies. Don't even waste your energy on them. You're going to give them energy. Ni sawa? Now, where we are now, in the age of Aquarius, picketing, protesting is outdated. It's no longer going to work also. Okay? Because we are going to a time where you'll be rated. You'll be rated socially. AKA, the AI will be picking your faces, the cameras and everything, na utakuwa unaangushwa credit rating kwa bank. So I'm going to teach you the new way of protesting. The new way to protest is through the dollar. Through the dollar. Gen Z, you are listening. So this is what you do. This is how you fight back. Every time the government comes and puts something that is stupid and nonsense online, all of you get on your gadgets. First, you find the right information because you are gifted like that spiritually. Then everybody speaks about that, puts that on their page, puts that on their Twitter, puts up everywhere, talks about that, shares about that, the real thing. Now, this is what is going to happen. So there's a reason why I came in darkness. Unajua unafikiria ati ni lights, and I have light, too bright light actually. Like hii light ni kufunika nimefunika. There's a reason. There's a spiritual reason. I am, you see, I have a bright light. There's a reason. There's a reason why I'm behind this light like that. Okay? You see behind me, because I don't want to mention that word. Behind me is something called shadow. That's a shadow. So behind me, you can't see clearly unless I shine the light. Unless I shine the light. Okay, now you can see there's kofia zuko nyuma. But if I cover, you can't see. Okay? So, this is how you work. There's things behind the scenes that you can't see. So I'm going to show you. Esoterically speaking. Okay? The same way you can't see the things in my background, but if I want you to see, I can say let there be light, and you can see. So that's what I'm talking about, esoterically speaking. Okay? If you're a small mind, keep it moving. This is not your kind of life. If you are scared, go to church. So now, this is how you fight back. Anything the government or the shadow, and then hapo unaweza weka jina gava. Umeshika penye nimesema? Anything the shadow, weka jina gava. Umeshika, eh? Anything they post or push, all of you get online and push the same, but with the truth. With the truth. And you do it, all of you, you share and you do that. So what is going to happen? People are going to pay attention to what looks more true and is coming from you, and you're the spiritually gifted. Remember that. So by default, since you are the Pluto Sagittarius and ninyi mnaipush, na ninyi your generation, you are the fathers now, you are not the sins of your fathers, you're not the other generation, you are present, that becomes the mainstream. So the shadow, weka jina gava, will have no option but to come to you now for the news. Because they'll be like, sasa hii news tunatengenezea nani? Hakuna mtu anaona TV, hakuna mtu anafuata propaganda zao, akina Itumbi hakuna mtu anasikiza, akina Kibe na Watson hata wakilipo hakuna mtu anawasikiza, akina hawa wasichana walikuwa wamevaa mini dress wakaenda kuwauza kwa Tyra Perry, wanaitwa nani? Au mademo wa ma politicians wanaitwa nani? Au alienda kupost na mabunduki ati happy, ati akina Pauline Njoroge ati wanaenda kupost na bunduki ati happy independence, inaitwa nini, your common whatever nonsense that was. How can you pose with guns? Guns kill children and people, and they kill black people. So the Gen Z can see through that nonsense, na ndio maana wataki your nonsense. Okay? If you are selected to go and represent Kenya, ungeenda kama umevaa African. Don't go try to look like one of them. So the Gen Z can see through that bullshit. Okay? So that is how you fight back. The protest is $1. So if the government says one thing and you know it is bullshit, you don't fight the government. You write what that thing is now true. You write, you share, you write, you share, you send to whoever. Mtu mwingine anaandika hivyo to the point no one is even going to pay attention to the government. So the government will be like, oh my God, they are not paying attention to us. They are not paying attention to advertisements. They are not paying attention to this. So now, they will now start listening to you. The new way to protest is $1. And you are the children mwenye mko kwa IT. So hit them where it hurts most. Because when tukikuja kwa ground, they are already ahead of you. They are 100 steps ahead of you when it comes to witchcraft. Mental mathematics, they are ahead of you with their symbology. Benye nimewaambia leo, kama leo, waliwachezea game. My network is okay, they are fucking with my algorithm. Okay? My network iko sawa, they are just fucking with my algorithm. I'm not hanging, they are fucking with my algorithm. My network imejaa, ndio hii. My modem iko hapa. I'm not hanging, it's on purpose. I'm not hanging. They are fucking with the network. And you're not tapping the screen, so unajua. You're not tapping the screen. I'm not hanging. We are fucking with the network. Can you hear me? I'm just inviting everyone because they are fucked up with the network, so sijui kama mnaniona. Am I still live? I don't know if I'm still live. Can someone tell me if I'm still live? They're asking you to review the live. Yes, nimekuambia wana nini? Wana report page. Oh, I'm back. Okay, loud and clear. Sawa sawa. Mnanisikia eh? Naona venye wanafanya huku restrictions. Hata iko na nini pale juu, iko na ile nini ya red. Imeko I can screenshot this, I can send you. Ndio iko na restriction. Nimeambiwa restriction hapa juu. Imeambiwa live restricted for some audiences. Your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reason: alcohol, tobacco and drug. Issued on July 18. It's restricted. Wamereport alcohol, drugs, nini ndio ifanywe nini. Yeah, niko live but you have to keep it up. You have to write, hivyo nimewaambia, game, PlayStation, save live, is very good, we love this. Ndio sasa algorithm yache nini. Iko restricted, unajua. They don't like this kind of information. Unajua when you wake up two people, that's it. Unajua. Okay. Yeah. I'll start the live. I can restart the live. You want me to restart the live? Shout out to Odan. I start the live. Uko poa? Yeah, so Nisa, anyway, forget about that. So yeah, so shout out to the Gen Z and all the best to the Gen Z. Unajua, all the best to the Gen Z. Umepewa warning eh? Wakiwakupea warning una review unasema the live haina shida. Unajua. Live haina shida. Yeah. You know, you can stop time when it's time. You can stop it, you know. It's that time. For education purposes only. So even ndivyo kuko, that is how it is with the Gen Z. Ni Pluto Sagittarius ndio wajue enemy wao. So Gen Z, like I told you, if you are making notes, so utakuwa unajua mtu akiongea unaangalia nini? Unaangalia the time they were born. Okay? Unajua ni kibe yako hii generation, so huo ni mtu wa relationships, huo ni mtu wa kipango kachai atachukua, ni mtu corruptible, kuna kitu anaweza tuambia. You get what I'm saying? So now you know. PlayStation 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Gods of War. You know, you are playing games, video games, unajua. Yeah, so that's how you gaming, you do with the algorithm. So shout out to everyone in the comments, each one teach one. It was a beautiful one. That was a quick one. Nilikuwa naingia haraka haraka kama nimetoka. Shout out to the Gen Z, Pluto Sagittarius. Mmechezwa sana leo. When you set your date, it was witchcraft. We had the moon in Gemini. I mean the moon in Scorpio and the sun in Gemini, and it was a Tuesday, so they did that specifically ndio hata mkipike taji hakuna kitu ita happen, hata wao wakiongea nini hakuna kitu ita happen. That was by design, okay? So when you are organized, bado when you are organized, that's what I'm trying to tell you, Gen Z. The same people who organize for the date for you to go and pick it, they should not have done that. Wangegoja before wale waende kusoma, muende mupicket, ama wasome mukuje muprotest, but you choose amukuangalia because you know you don't have an esoteric lawyer. I consider myself an esoteric lawyer. Kama ningekuwa najua ningewaambia the sun will be in Gemini and the moon will be in Scorpio, so by default mmechezwa na it's on a Tuesday Thursday, so ningewaambia msiende leo. You get what I'm saying? Ukitaka you can Google. You can after this Google sun in Gemini, Sodom and Gomorrah, and moon in Scorpio, the Lion King. Uone the energy of the day. Leo ilikuwa ni siku ya kukulana. Okay? Ilikuwa ni siku ya kukulana. The energy for the day is more about sex, and you know Gemini is mutable communication, kukatiana. I'm even sure a lot of people, watu wakiwa kwa protest wao walikuwa wanapigwa miti by default. You see tunaongea kitu mbaya. It's the energy of the day. Scorpio is your 8th house energy, your dick and pussy area, when you're fixated on your desires and everything. So leo watu wamekatiana sana. Leo hata ukiingia network, ingia kama you are smart, ingia uangalie today watu wamewatch porn kuliko siku zingine. All this information the government have them. You forget I have friends in high places. Okay? My clients are from wide and places. I make friends with the most unrealistic people because mi sinanga intentions kama hizo. So umeweza nikuta mimi ni najuana na one of your people but for different reasons. Najua. Shout out to Mark Kaiwa. Nendo. Okay? So love to you. Jaja the location ameniambia tumekulana sawa. Yeah, that is nice. Shout out to you kama umekulana sana. I hope she got her climaxes, her orgasms. Sia tumejipenda. Ati man first, you know, let the ladies come first. They came first. So wacha wamama wakuje first, unajua. Kama ni wale wanapenda maji mingi, ena na towel, ena na mop. You know what I'm saying? Na vitu kama hizo. But watu ongea hizo story. Sawa. Mkuliwo na makulaji, keep it to yourself. Okay? Unless mnapenda kushare. Kama unataka kutuambia kukulana, kama ni ya kushare ni sawa. Pengine she likes being shared or you like sharing. So, unaweza, lakini kama you don't do that, keep it to yourself. Okay? So we are going to end the live. We'll catch up tomorrow. The moon will still be in Scorpio. The sun will still be in Gemini. The same energy will be extended, but kesho sasa ni moshene ndio mtakuwa nayo mingi. Ni Mercury. Ni a day of communicating. So, kesho ni manudes. Muta exchange sana na kuongea without the action. Leo ilikuwa kukulana. Kesho itakuwa ni messages mingi na to sext na to nudes na nini. That will be the energy of the day. Ni sawa? Manyarauza tauro ni kit, tauro ni towel. Najua wasichana wa siku hizi. You take her to bed, you need an extra towel. Unajua wamefunzwa sex na porn. Sasa wameambiwa kukojoa ni kusquat. So now you need to be taking towels to bed or a mop. Unajua everything you are taught. You are taught sex. Okay? Which day ni best for the Gen Z wajitoke? Sasa si ati nitawapea date mseme ati alisema siku fulani, but if you want, don't go to a protest when the moon is in Scorpio. Ajua, go when the moon is in Aries. Hiyo ni war. Aries ni ram. Aries ni the Catholic Church. Aries ni ile kitu naonanga ule mse wakadho ameibeba hizo horns. The ram. Initiating, spring, birth, springing, energy, individuality, being like God, ego. Unajua uka protest when the moon is in Aries. Fire. Ama when the moon is in Leo. Yeah. When the moon is in Leo. Or when the moon is in Aries. Don't go when the moon is in Libra. Hiyo ni protest ya ujinga. Inge happen kama Sunday, inge work. Ingekuwa ni about more kuongea, kubalance, you know. Sawa. Let me look at your comments. Let there be light. Let there be light. Kweli. So shout out to everyone in the comments, new and returning subscribers. Jegawa Mudaka. Nisa, have a good one.